When we say there's no enemies in politics, it's no joke. Just check out Martha Karua, Ida Odinga and Charity Ngilu having a very good time in the midst of all the political tension and 2027 in the horizon and so on. Here's a tip. It's pretty much the same thing with football. When we have the Manchester derby, fans of United and fans of City trash talk each other online. Some even get in fights on their way to the stadium or in the stadium. But these players understand that we only get to fight each other for 90 minutes and maybe an extra time period of 4-5 minutes. And then that's it. We are friends after that. Some are neighbors, some drink together, some are from the same national team. But fans don't seem to get that. It's the same thing with politicians.
Not just women. Women opaso here. They are women of quality. And I think Senator alluded to that. Because, you know, when you start counting the women in Homa Bay, Honorable Dr. Ivo Bara, Honorable Dr. Bensouda, Honorable Senator Dr. Beatrice Ogola, Honorable Dr. Lillian Gogo. The least educated are the loudest, which is which is me and Millie, who have now been sent back to school. So we are reading as we speak. So we will be having Dr. Millie very soon and Dr. Wanga. Then when you come to the men, Moses Kajwang, Martino Wino, Adipo Kuobe.
But as I was coming here, Honorable Dr. Eve has told me that I need to clarify what SG has said. And I know why she's saying that, because it's not easy getting elected in a competitive male-female seat. And she's told me to clarify that that was done in this past election. I'm doing my 4th term. So I didn't get any direct nomination in my first 2 terms. And secondly, that it was after a poll was done that proved that we were leading. Hapo nimeclarify.
Na mimi nashindana nikikwambia hii serikali yako ni ya mganga na mwizi. Na leo niko na habari kem. Ulituuliza tukupee sababu ya wewe kwenda nyumbani.
Chakamoto.
Leo nimekuja na 50% reason why you should go home. Yes. William Ruto nilikuambia hakuna kitu wewe unatengenezanga yenye haina wizi ndani. Wewe ulituletea e-citizen. Ukaimarket sana hii Kenya. Mimi juzi like 2 weeks ago nikakwambia. Naam. Hii platform ya e-citizen ilero na mtu anaitwa Oyugi. Na Oyugi ni anakula kwa hiyo 50% ya ile shilingi 50 unapeana kwa platform ya e-citizen. Sasa leo William Samoei Ruto ripoti imepatikana kwamba uliiba 11 billion ya e-citizen. Sisi kama wanabunge tunataka kukuambia hivi. Ulikuwa unauliza sababu ya kwenda nyumbani. William Ruto, you are corrupt. Wewe ni mwizi, umetuibia hata kimabavu. Tulituforce to register. Sasa hivi tumeregister, umeenda na 11 bilioni zetu. Umeenda na 11 bilioni.
If you want a good example of a leader who has no stance and bends whichever which way his masters tell him to be honest, you'll have to look no further than Awan Atandi Samuel, the Usonga MP. Here's what he had to say about Ruto in 2024.
We do not fear you, the leadership of William Ruto, because we believe that William Ruto is a person who does not deserve to sit at the head of this country. Somebody who celebrates the police when the police shoot innocent people. Somebody who organizes parties to thank the police for killing our innocent sons and daughters. That is not a leadership that we can accept. And therefore, we have decided to change our strategy as a way of preserving the lives of our people. And
this is what he's saying now.
Our friendship with Ruto is unstoppable. Whether you are an activist or senator from Nairobi, you are making noise, that is your business. Our friendship with Ruto is unstoppable. We will not stop it. Because as elected leaders, we have brains. We have brains and we know where the country is coming from and where the country is going. So when we make a decision to work with the president, you cannot come and lecture us that, you know, because you think you know better English. Don't lecture us. We are brains and we have made a decision to work with President Ruto. And it is unstoppable. It's going to happen. We are going to work with Ruto, whether you like it or not. We will never.
Which brains is this person saying he has? His brain was surrendered the moment alipewa peremende. Once he became budget committee chair, he forgot that Ruto is a terrible leader. You know, it is even better those who thought Ruto was a good leader, like some of us. And then he disappointed us, and now we are saying this is not a very good person to represent this country. But we already unajua huyu mtu ni mbaya. And then halfway you change your allegiance, that is just the epitome of foolishness.
Makamishna wa tume ya uchaguzi IEBC wamefanya kikao na wanahabari kuhusu mikakati ya maandalizi ya uchaguzi. Kwenye kikao hicho, makamishna hao wanasema kuwa wametamaushwa na makundi ya wahalifu kwenye mikutano ya kisiasa pamoja na matamshi ya chuki kutoka kwa baadhi ya viongozi.
We are concerned by the growing wave of political intolerance. Political rallies are being disrupted by hired goons. Hate speech and inflammatory remarks are being normalized. Few perpetrators are held accountable. This climate threatens not only democracy but also journalists' safety. We ask the Commission to speak firmly and act in collaboration with law enforcement to protect civic space.
Access to accurate information at every stage of the electoral process is vital for building and sustaining public confidence. This is why the Commission is committed to working with the media openly, constructively, and consistently.
Going for 2027, I personally don't think there'll be stealing of votes. It's almost an impossibility. But if there are loopholes, please bring those point outs to us so that we can seal the loopholes if there are any. So we are open to that.
Chopper slices through the sky and lands smack in the middle of a school stadium mid-match. Panic, confusion, and a political storm. The man at the center, Cleophas Malala. But here's the real plot twist. In Kenya, it's not about what you did, it's about who you are. Because when it comes to helicopters, Malala gets summoned, Kindiki gets applauded. Welcome to the airborne hypocrisy of Kenyan politics.
He has been Raila Odinga's right-hand man for decades. He has been in the trenches with the ODM leader and former Prime Minister. But James Agri Orango has condemned his longtime friend's intent to team up with President William Ruto by accepting positions in cabinet in the name of fostering dialogue and national unity. Orango says it is high time leaders put aside their political interests and heed the call of Monanchi and ensure affected families get the justice they need.
We cannot kill our people. And the time when we are mourning them, we are looking for officers. That cannot happen. We must first deal with injustice before we can deal with questions that arise out of that injustice. So I'm praying that Kenyans will listen to the voices of mothers like Mother Kevin to see that justice is done. Justice is done. And I want to say those who are in a rush to join Ruto, that Ruto is a passing cloud. I am saying that without a fear of contradiction. Because Ruto now has no money. Because he's been borrowing. And the Kenyans have told him, you cannot borrow. Ruto has said no taxation. But he said he is continuing to taxation. And he refused taxation through the finance bill. So he cannot tax Kenyans. Ruto has lost the confidence of the international community.
Clarity on the whereabouts and status of the county's top leadership. This follows growing speculation fueled by a letter circulating online alleging Governor Orango's resignation claims that County Assembly Speaker George Okode dismissed on Monday as forgeries and politically motivated sabotage.
I want to take this opportunity to condemn in the strongest terms possible such allegations because they are nothing but fake. That is fake news, and obviously if you look at the trends, what has been going on in the recent past, it means that some people, busybodies, are out to discredit the government of James Agri Orango.
In a Tuesday press briefing, Deputy Governor William Oduol confirmed that he last communicated with Governor Orango during the June visit by Siaya leaders to State House. Governor Orango was last seen in public on the 23rd of June when he appeared before the Senate Public Accounts Committee to respond to audit queries.
I last spoke with the governor on the 5th of June, 2 months ago actually, when we met at State House during the function that was held at State House. I believe that was his second last function because subsequently he presented himself at the Senate, and that was the last time that the public ever saw him.
Oduol has now raised concern over what he terms as an increasing overreach by Speaker Okode, accusing him of overstepping into executive roles and undermining the county's assembly's constitutional oversight mandate.
It is not an extension of the executive, nor is it mandated to perform administrative functions, such as representing a governor in functions or in events. Equally, the executive, under the leadership of the governor, remains responsible for implementing laws and managing day-to-day county operations. I call upon all leaders and institutions, specifically the Speaker of County of Siaya, Honorable George Okode, to respect this separation of powers and to safeguard the institutional boundaries that ensure good governance and constitutional order.
The Deputy Governor is calling for a structured dialogue with Governor Orango to address what he describes as a leadership crisis and governance challenges crippling service delivery in the county.
There has been a public agitation and public debate on the need for the two principals, the governor and the deputy governor, to work in harmony for the betterment of Siaya County. Because when the governor and the deputy governor are pulling in different directions, service delivery is obviously impacted. So I want to believe that based on the pressure, even from the public, it behoves us as leaders of integrity to come together and address our differences.
Sources within the county government reveal that the ongoing leadership vacuum has created room for alleged cartels operating around the governor to exploit the system, benefiting from limited oversight and weakened checks and balances. As pressure mounts from both the public and civil society, all eyes are now on Siaya's leadership to break the silence and provide direction amid growing uncertainty.
Rais Ruto leo amekutana na wawekezaji katika sekta ya kibinafsi kujadili mbinu mwafaka za kufanya biashara katika sekta hiyo. Mkutano huo ulifanyika wakati ambapo serikali ilijifua kuwa uchumi umeimarika, lakini wakati huo wafanyabiashara wakilalama kuwa mazingira ya kufanyia biashara humu nchini ni magumu. Rais ametumia fursa hiyo kutetea Hustler Fund akisema imefaidi Wakenya wengi licha ya habari kuwa serikali imepoteza zaidi ya shilingi bilioni 10 kutokana na watu kutolipa mikopo hiyo.
That there are people who banks and financial lenders cannot touch even with the longest pole that you can find. But they exist. They are not included in the financial system and they need support. So we rolled out the Hustler Fund to attend and to include these micro entrepreneurs. You know, people who sit in offices that have air condition, speaking from Nairobi, in posh hotels, don't think 500 shillings matters to anybody, because they don't understand the hustles of small people. They don't understand what goes on in real Kenya, down there, where 500 shillings can make somebody earn a living, be able to put food on their table, and be able to go about their businesses.
Honorable Speaker, the response from the ministry, instead of giving us their own data, was that report was biased, politically motivated. Honorable Speaker, therefore this morning I want to ask the Honorable CS, Waziri, do you have alternative facts? What is the default rate? What is wrong with the figure that was given by the Kenya Human Rights Commission of 68.3%? Do you have a different figure? Is it not true that, in fact, for every 500 shillings that is borrowed, 340 is lost? Isn't it, in fact, true, Honorable Speaker, you can shed light, maybe from the perspective of the ministry, does there exist a legal or regulatory framework for recovery of money that is unpaid? And, according to the ministry, therefore, Honorable Speaker, was the Auditor General able to audit this fund and render an opinion? Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Where the Kenyan people have reached William Ruto, even if he built gold roads to everybody's single home, to every home, he builds gold roads, gold paved roads, you will not reclaim that lost ground. It's gone. That ground has gone. It will never go back to William Ruto. No amount of child donations will change the public perception. William Ruto is trying to fool God. He cannot fool God. God is omnipresent and he can see through this. And he knows his intention even before. It will not work. That is why you saw Kenyans coming out in their numbers to go and demonstrate at that church in Roysan. And it's because of his handling of the economic situation of the nation.
To those who believe politics doesn't affect them, I hope today has taught you how politics affect you directly.
Ruto simpigi kura. Amenajisi nchi. Bila kutumia hata kondom.
This is Selector Dede.
Wanadhani ya bongo lala, ikikupita we bongo lala, na walosema jana iwezi fika leo, tuko ground tunasoza. Hati jikuku mewaka sana, na mabisto na chafua raga, na walosema jana iwezi fika leo, tuko ground tunasoza. Hakuna boka, peleke shuleni watasoma, madakitari wamegoma, hapa sani Yesu atatuponya. Wambie punde imechoka sana, farasi bado ijapatikana, ni mandai wanagonya na mali wanaponda, unakonda wananona. Maandamano, 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 amise maandamano, maandamano, maandamano,
Jam down, shuffle.